Zombieland Double Tap.
I was actually very pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed this movie. Like, because when I heard they were making it and everything, I thought...
I had a worry it was going to be bad.
I thought it was going to be legitimately bad, and it's not. It's like... It's a lot of fun.
It's not quite as good as the first one, but it's definitely entertaining. And
it's a bunch of... It's one of those strange things where usually sequels like this do have like rehashed jokes and it's like callbacks to the first movie, and that's kind of what this movie is. It's a lot of that, but the actors are so good and the dialogue is so funny that they are kind of able to get away with it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, plot and like narrative wise, no, it's nowhere near as good as the first one.
I thought it was halfway decent until I just didn't like the way it ended.
Once the main focus of the story was them in Babylon, I started to lose interest.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're right. The beginning of them living in the White House was really funny, and then they have to go after Abigail Breslin, and that whole scene where they meet up with Rosario Dawson is actually really funny, and Luke Wilson and Thomas Middleditch come along, and they're like the doppelgangers. That was really funny, but it served no purpose. It was just like a joke, and that goes back to what I meant, where narrative-wise, it's just nowhere near as strong. They really were banking on just callbacks to the first movie.
I don't know. I mean, I thought there was some pretty good original stuff. I liked the introduction of the new zombies that wouldn't die. I actually liked the blonde they introduced.
Zoe Dutch.
Zoe Dutch was, when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know how well that's going to play. She actually did pretty well.
I usually but really dislike the dumb blonde trope in movies. And this...
It was so over the top, and it was so kind of self-aware that it was dumb.
Yes, but it's the fact that it's the dynamic of her with this whole other group makes it really funny, because the group is like, they're like, I don't have time for this dumb blonde shit.
Yeah.
No.
But then there's also a moment where she says something, and she's like, where you go, is she?
But she's
dumb, and she leads on?
I actually believe she is. I think... Because are you talking about where she like called out Emma Stone being sarcastic?
Well, yeah, I forget exactly how it was played out.
She had learned what sarcasm really kind of was before, and she knew Emma Stone was sarcastic. That's why in that it was more just her calling out Emma Stone for being sarcastic. I thought she was genuinely that dumb, which could be a complaint because she is a stone cold moron.
Yeah.
Like, so dumb.
But I think you made the best point of why it would... Like, she had been isolated for so long.
By herself, and if you're already that dumb...
You're already really kind of ditzy and already, like... Because she would have been... They insinuate that, Not insinuate, but you think about how old she would have been,
Because it's been 10 years, right?
It's been 10 years, so you're talking 19... 19 years old, and if you're already that type of person, and then to spend 10 years by yourself,
you're not gonna
locked in a mall.
You're not going to get smarter.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what happened. Let's see. As far as things that I kind of liked. You brought up a good point about the introduction of the zombies that have almost like mutated.
Well, I was going to say the other part that I liked was when they were all traveling together. That's the best. Yeah. And that's the best part of both movies.
Yeah, it's where they're goofing around, all traveling together, and it's. I also leaned to you midway through watching it, and I was like, if they made the movie 7 hours and it was Woody Harrelson killing zombies, I would just be on board for that, because he's so funny doing that. But when they're traveling together, they have that back and forth kind of banter that is genuinely really funny. Because Woody Harrelson's funny as that type of character, and then so is Jesse Eisenberg playing that super shy, neurotic type character, and just the dynamic between the two of those together, and then Emma Stone's thrown in. It's a good dynamic that they have there. And you're right, when they're all together, locked in a car, that was actually a running joke I loved, was they kept trying to get a new car or a badass car that Woody Harrelson wanted, but it kept breaking down or something bad would happen, and they would have to keep going back to the shitty minivan that he didn't want to drive. That was one of my favorite running jokes of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny.
Something I will say that it kind of annoyed me was at the very beginning, before the movie even starts, he introduces the 3 different types of zombies. There's the Hawking, the Ninja, and the Homer. There's the Homer that's just focused on eating and nothing else. There's the Hawking that's actually pretty smart and calculating at what he's doing. And then there's the Ninja, which is super quiet. And they use that information.
And
well, they don't introduce the T-800s at that very, very beginning. I think it was Zoe Dutch that brings up a rumor about it. Someone brings up a rumor about it early on. It's like, there's a rumor of like these zombies that are super like smart and don't die as easily. And it was...
Well, no, it was the guy from Babylon. It was Berkeley.
Yes, it was. Sorry. I didn't really care. That whole side story I just didn't really care for.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what they're doing. Abigail Breslin needing...
Basically, the story was kind of useless in the sense it got him to Babylon.
Well, it wasn't useless. That's the only reason.
Yeah, because like Abigail Breslin, it comes to, like, she was like, I just didn't even really like you anyway.
She was a teenage rebel. Like, that's all she was doing, but she slowly realized, like, I don't really care for this place. But I didn't like that they introduced those 3 types of zombies at the very beginning, and they only use it for, like, the Homer joke.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie. It's like, oh, no, don't worry about him. He's
No, they did the Ninja one too.
No, they call out Hawking when that scene when they're all near the RV is awesome.
Yes, the RV scene.
Where they're saying like 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and they're just knocking out.
In that, you realize like, oh, like they've been doing this a while now.
Well, they're a team, and they're amazing as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was the moment I turned to you. I was like, I could watch Woody Harrelson just...
Yeah.
But overall, it's not as good as the first one, but it's still definitely an enjoyable watch.
It is.
You know?
It's really entertaining. It has its funny parts. I was not disappointed by it at all.
No, I definitely enjoyed it. I would give this a B-. B? Probably B-.
I'm going B-.
Okay.
I'm going B-. I mean, it is definitely weaker than the first one, and there are some, again, as it goes on, it was just kind of like...
No, once the whole Babylon bit came along, I was just kind of like, okay.
I think what bothered me the most about Babylon is you took away the weapons.
But that was displayed by Woody Harrelson going, they took my fucking guns! Because they would weld them down and make like peace chains and stuff. Like that joke was kind of funny, but just in comparison to the rest of the movie, there weren't as many good jokes. When they got to the Elvis house and like... And Jesse Eisenberg could fit in Elvis's shoes perfectly.
That was really funny.
And Woody Harrelson was like, so mad. But it
was probably not even Elvis's real shoes.
He turned around the sign, Elvis's real shoes. And then, honestly, the Thomas Middleditch part with Luke Wilson is funny, where Thomas Middleton has commandments instead of rules.
Yeah.
That being said, how did you feel about, like, this movie, as far as, like, the on-screen text? You know, how, like, things...
It was a lot quicker.
No, it was I thought a lot more. They were really using it a lot. Now, sometimes it played off, like, the where Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg are discussing Jesse Eisenberg having sex with Zoe Dutch. And he's like, you know, Jesse Eisenberg's like, remember rule number 1. And he's like, cardio. And he's like, oh, really? Woody Harrelson is like, he goes, really? See, I would have put rule number 32 as the main one there, and it was enjoy the little things. And I was like, that's pretty funny. And the way they were able to display it with the on-screen text was useful, but other times it felt...
And Zombie Kill of the Week, Zombie Kill of the Year.
I didn't mind that.
No, I didn't want... So that's my point. All those little bits that were funny in the first one, they just added more.
Yeah, they just padded it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you'd give this a B-? B-.
B-.
Yeah, I'd give this
It's worth going to see. It is funny. It was enjoyable. I had a good time.
And it's I think much like how I bought Zombieland on Blu-ray when it came out, I probably would buy this.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Because it's the same thing of, I'll watch this. Hopefully it would come on.
They are good actors. I mean, you watch them.
Yeah. And this one, there's less Abigail Breslin and more Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, and Emma Stone.
And Zoe Dutch.
All four of them are really pretty good. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our take on Zombieland Double Tap, and we'll catch you next time with Our Take.